Rae Gabelich, we have really been waiting for this moment. So please, if you would join us and take as much time as you'd like.
I want to thank you all for coming out today. Have a great evening. Let's go home.
Right, really, seriously, time is up.
Yes, I know. I know. I've been
It's on way
talking, so
over.
you know how I am. Right, Val? Where are you going?
Standing up.
First, some of you may wonder what this gentleman is doing in the back of the room videotaping, but this is my friend, Dr. Patrick Moore from Lexington, Kentucky. How many of you remember Ed Tuttle? Okay, I met Patrick through Ed Tuttle about 20 years ago. And so we've maintained our friendship over these years. And he's here today. He has this week visiting, and he has a cable show back in Kentucky, and he asked if he could tape this, and I'm not sure why, but maybe for revenge one day, right? Anyway, thank you, Patrick, for being here. And you really have covered almost everything, so I'm going to go down the list. Stop me if you want to talk about it. We did tear down the M&M Soul Food, and it was so much fun. I got to be in that big dirt digger again and ripped it down, and the way they had it signed, set up was right at the corner of the M&M Soul Food logo, and the machine, whatever you say, I'm not very good at this, but the big machine had its mouth right over M&M Soul Food, so we made the quote that it was a bite out of blight, and it was very, very good, very encouraging. That's going to be a Walgreens. It's going to be 14,000 square feet, and I know they're everywhere, but they're not there. And that neighborhood really has very, very limited retail. It's going to be beautifully landscaped, and it's going to certainly enhance that whole corner where Superior Galleria is and the Superior Market, and you're shaking your head no, KY.
I'm gonna leave that right there.
Yeah, yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a good addition to the neighborhood, and so I welcome that. What they say, 6 months, about 6 months before they open. Redevelopment, you talked about that earlier in the meeting, and yes, we have lots of the white picket fences, and I hope to continue to see them in the blighted neighborhoods where redevelopment can purchase the property and take them down and know that there's a brighter day that's coming. 3 of the proposals that are being considered are all residential, and they're all for sale residential.
Where's this from?
Right across the street from Dooley School. The old Wait Motel site, 51st and Long Beach Boulevard. And it amazes me how they can come up with a design to accommodate on that's I believe 1.3 acres, and they're going to be able to put in what they call medium density, and I think it's 28 units, 28. They're all individual townhomes, so with a little park and a very interesting front setback on Long Beach Boulevard, so it doesn't have that stagnant feeling that I get when I go down the Atlantic corridor where they did those homes. So if they're the ones that are chosen, I think it'll be a good addition to the neighborhood. The paving, as I'm sure many of you have noticed, on Long Beach Boulevard is finished all the way up to Del Amo. And I asked Mr. Mayfield last week, I said, okay, when does it start north of Del Amo? People are going to think that, that piece has been neglected again. But the reason that they haven't started already is because there are a few of the property owners that are on that street that are not willing to sign off a portion of their sidewalk. What we're going to do is not do just the medians and the repaving of the street, but there'll also be tree wells and some seating opportunities throughout that North Village area. But I think there are 4 that are still holding back and not willing to give a little. So once we resolve those 4 properties, then you'll see the activity start, hopefully sooner rather than later. And again, it was a long period of time for the phase 2 of Long Beach Boulevard. I mean, the neighbors were saying, why is this taking so long? So be prepared if you live up in that area. It slows the traffic down, but once it's done, it's just beautiful. So we're finally coming up to scale with the rest of some of the other parts of our more developed, prominent city areas. We tore down the motels, that mentioned that, and G&G Auto Repair just north of the tracks. Those proposals would be going out probably him a week or so ago, and he said, it is so inspiring for me. He said, every day when I walk to my office, I walk by there and just say a prayer, thank you, God, because that was filled with prostitution and drug dealing, and it was quite a negative experience for everybody that had to either drop their children off or go to the church, in that particular block. So it's a good thing. The North Village Center had their initial scooping meeting, you have here. And they have to make some revisions to the scope of the project on community input, which has to do with density and the height restrictions. So that's going to be coming back to the community to begin the EIR process pretty soon. We have 2 tree plantings coming up in honor of Arbor Day. Saturday, April 26th, from 8:30 to 12, the BKBIA. Thank you, Thor.
9 o'clock.
We so happy we alive. We together can survive.
We are just a shell of another self, of another self. Whose priority is to live and learn, yet to let it be. But the roads we get trapped in, we're kinda stiff, get kinda thin. So we gaze through the atmosphere, in our hearts we hear.